Thank you, Mr. President, members of the body. I, too, was at a Revenue Committee meeting and maybe missed some of the salient arguments here. I rise in opposition to this particular proposal. I think if the public out there is looking at us, they must be wondering, what's all this business about chairs? What tremendous power must these chairs have? And those of us that have been here a little while know that the chair is a person who volunteers to serve to administer a committee. There's no magic power in the chair. The power lies in the members and personalities of the committee, who can bring something to the floor with 5 votes, cause a hearing to be held, who can rise against the committee on the floor of the legislature and defeat a bill that is endorsed, maybe even sponsored by the chair. The chair is a position of service to the committee. It is not a position of great power. Now, maybe in the past, where you had chairs who were around for years and years and years and going to be around for years and years and years, they carried a big stick and ruled with an iron fist. I don't know. I wasn't here then. But today, it is the committees, it is each and every one of us, as George Norris foresaw, who are equal in power, who are equal in responsibility, who can bring forth as many bills as we can dream up or feel that are worthy. What this kind of effort does, and I may be wrong, but I think the effort and the whole hoopla about this is coming from without this body and coming from a couple political clubs. Political clubs who are elected at county conventions that cannot even get 1% of the registered voters to attend. They have no legitimacy to speak for the Democrats or the Republicans. And yet, if we yield this kind of pressure here, or on any magical issue that they pull out of their hat if they know they can draw blood, then we forever will be seeing the kind of pressure, the kind of nasty grams sent out, the kind of threats about censure that we see over this issue, which we all in our hearts know is a very minor issue. This is this way for a reason. It has worked. I have never, before this little hoopla started, had anybody come up to me and say, you know, I think so-and-so should be chair. Boy, this is a rotten chair. Because the people are ahead of us. They understand perspective. And my great concern here, let's not get sucked into the situation where we have got to kowtow to a small clique of party chieftains on either side of the aisle who have not been elected by anybody but a county convention at which virtually nobody attended. And that is a deteriorated situation of our parties. That's why our parties are unable to deliver effective ideas or leadership. And thank the good Lord that this body is not shackled to those parties. Let's preserve that. It is one of the precious, precious things that we have in Nebraska that has been unable to be duplicated elsewhere. And not one of us
1 minute, Senator.
would trade our situation and our ability to be independent and vote our conscience and vote what the people in our district want without having to kowtow to a group of party chieftains and the threats of censure and the threats of withdrawal of funding. We don't need that here. I encourage you to vote against this idea. Thank you.
Senator Moranti, do you not wish to? You wish to? Seeing no one else in the queue, Senator Kintner, you are recognized and closed on your amendment to the permanent rules.
Well, thank you, Mr. President. I can't say that I'm as fired up as Senator Schumacher, but I am very passionate about this. I feel for every bone in my body that we're doing the right thing here, having this vote. we're doing the right thing having this discussion. If nothing else, the state's better off because we shed a little light on how we do things here. I've heard one of my colleagues say, well, gosh, nobody brought this up when I was campaigning. I got to tell you something. I think people just assume that we do things in the daylight. That's how we do things in this body. The people are the second house, so they just expect us to do this. When you tell them, hey, we do the secret ballots, you think we should do it? They're like, what? Secret ballots? No. They don't like this stuff. They don't like this stuff at all. One of my colleagues quoted the Omaha World Herald, surely an authority of good government, I might add. They think we should support people on the basis of experience and expertise. I guess I actually agree with the World Herald for a change. They're right. I don't see how letting people see how we vote would thwart that. I for the life of me, can't figure out if we reveal who we voted for, how does that stop me from voting for the most qualified person with the right ability and the right expertise? I don't get the connection there. As a matter of fact, there is no connection there. So I think when voters know that they smell a rat and they don't like it too much. One of my colleagues said, how I vote is none of your business. Wow. Go tell that to your constituents. Go tell them it's none of your business. Knock on their door and say, how I vote is none of your business. And see how that goes over. It won't. We cannot have that, the appearance of arrogance. We cannot appear to be that arrogant. We need to do everything in the open. We need to reach out. We need to engage people. We need to encourage them to be involved in this process, and we need to encourage them to hold us accountable for our votes. I had another senator say today that this is a bad idea right after championing last year transparency. A great bill last year. I love to support it, but it's only good if it's for the executive branch. It's not good if it's for us. I don't understand that. Transparency is either good for everyone or it's good for no one. I just don't think that's right. I think we're going to vote on this. We're going to have a record vote. We're going to roll call vote this. You're going to have a chance to state where you stand, and it's between you and your constituents how you vote. But we're going to give them the opportunity to see where we all stand on this. And I hope you do the right thing, the thing that you feel strongly about. And I think that we'll be better off for having this discussion and having this vote. And with that, Mr. President, I'd like a call to the House.